Okay guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. So I pretty much feel like I have to make this video to kind of explain what happened, since I kind of put it all online. This is just so funny. Like, this is the funniest shit that's ever happened to me. I'm not even kidding. Like, when I tell you my life is like so crazy and like what's next, I really mean like it's so unpredictable. Like, honestly, I don't know what will come next, but all I can say is thank gosh, through everything I don't have a child, so that's always a bonus. I always circle back to that. It's like, you know what, at least I didn't make that mistake. You know, some people have children and you know they're grateful for it, but they always wish they could have picked better with the baby fathers. I am not. I'm telling you, I express this enough. I am not going to be a baby mama in my early 20s. Like, that's just not the life for me. And yeah, like, no matter who I'm with, it could be like the best, my soulmates, like forever. Like, I think you're the one, and I still will not have a kid with you until I'm like 28, 29. Because if I'm gonna be a baby mama, it's gonna be in my 30s, early 30s, like not my early 20s, okay? We're gonna skip a decade. Anyway, so let me just tell you what happened, because your girl has been going through it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I was going through it this past week. It was kind of crazy. And it just feels like, to tell this story, I feel like I don't want it to be too long, but I feel like I have to tell one thing for it to make sense going into the next thing, you know? So let me just get into it. I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know where to start with this. Like, it's too much. It's so much. But I know the ones that are, you know, like, to keep up with me is gonna watch it. So, you know, I'm not gonna make it an easy video, like 5 minutes, like telling the tea. Like, if you're gonna know, you gotta know it all. So okay, so this is what happened, you guys. Oh, I'm gonna say in June, July, me and him had like kind of needed a break. Like, it wasn't working. Like, it already wasn't working. Like, June, July, we were kind of like taking some space from each other. Like, maybe a few days, like maybe 1 week. Like, 1 week I went back to my mom's and I made a breakup video. Like, I literally thought we were gonna be done like June, July, you guys, and I made a breakup video, and I'm going to post that breakup video after this to show you guys like how, like, why it was ending, and like just the fact that I'm telling you, this guy is like so scared of relationships. Like, I can feel it, that he is terrified about being in a relationship. Like, he already like told himself like he's gonna do life single, you know, so he wasn't planning on being in a relationship, you know, which I understand. Like, I think we've all been there before, where we're in a relationship that makes us be like, I'm never gonna do love again. Like, I'm good off that. Like, I'm good with being alone. That's how I literally was when I met my last ex, okay? You know, and it just takes like that certain person to like make you realize like, no, like, you know, I do want that. So, you know, the thing is, y'all, I'm a lover girl, so it's like, I am not scared of love. I'm not scared of love. I'm not terrified of nothing. Like, I'm good. Like, being hurt, like, you will get over it. Being hurt is like nothing to me anymore. Like, it's like, okay, you get hurt, but you will heal. So it's like, the sooner you get hurt and get over it, the sooner you start the healing process. So like, getting hurt to me is like, I know what I'm doing. So like, I'm not that scared. I'm not really that scared of getting cheated on. If it happens, you just pick yourself back up and you move forward. Like, you just get on with your life. And I have to thank my ex for that, because like, if he didn't cheat on me, I wouldn't know how strong I am. Like, I am very strong. Like, I'm just like, okay, like, you know, and like, the world goes on, right? The world spins, the world goes on, like, okay, whatever. So we had decided to like give each other space for that week, right? So during that week, you guys, of us not being on the best terms, like, we were cool. Like, there was no bad blood or anything. It was just like, the fact is, like, he, like, I don't even want to get, like, that is a whole story in itself, why we took like that 1 week to ourselves. I think we just needed that break to realize that like, that we want to make it work. It's like, if you really like each other, like, why not be together, like, you know? But I will post that breakup video so you guys can understand like my mindset and stuff on why we had a break, you know. That I just feel like I'm more used to being in a relationship, so like, him being in a relationship is already pushing past his boundary so he's already going above and beyond like what he's capable of in his mind. And for me, like, that's the bare minimum, and that's where it's gonna be like a disagreement. That's where it's always gonna have a problem, you know. So basically during that week, you guys, we didn't really talk. Like, we kind of were trying to maybe not for the whole week, but for like 3 days we didn't talk. So during those 3 days, I can't even remember because it's June, July, but whatever. During that period of time, we were kind of like not speaking every day, like kind of going out like with kind of doing that thing, like, you know, who's gonna message who first. So, you know, it's kind of like that game where it's like, you know, we're not gonna reach out because like we're not on the best terms, we're just figuring stuff out. So during that time, during that weekend, I hear from my homegirls that he's at the club, right? I hear that he's at the club, he's at Gab's, and I know why he's there. Like, is for business. Like, I mean, I wasn't like really communicating with him at the time, so I don't know for sure, right? Like, I don't know for sure. I'm hearing things like from my homegirls, oh, guess who's here? And obviously nobody knew that we were not really speaking at that time, right? It's like, oh, guess who's here? Like, you know, your man's here, whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, like, okay. And so I'm hearing that he's at the club. And I know he has to go there sometimes for like business purposes and whatever. Like, I know he's not at the club for whatever reason, but it's for the purpose of like, you're not communicating with me and we're not on the best terms right now, and we're not on the best terms and you're going to the club, right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, like, we're really done. Like, we're really done. You're out about at the club. Like, to me, if you're at the club, like, we're done, you know? Doesn't mean like you're talking to girls or whatever, you're doing whatever the case may be, but to me, like, we're done. Like, to me, I was like, okay, we're done, but we're still on good terms. Like, I'm not mad at him for that. It's just like, you didn't communicate, we're not on the best terms, and you're at the club. To me, we're done at that point. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, you're moving like that, I got the hints, like, we're done. So I'm kind of like already in my processing era. Like, I heal, like, I want to be on like, we're healing quick, and now there's a fly. Anyway, I'm like, okay, the faster we know we're done, the faster I can start my healing shit. So I'm already thinking like, it's over, so now I just gotta process this breakup, and it's cool. Like, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna, like, if you want to be done and we're done, then we're done. Like, I started processing the fact that we're broken up, right? And we're cool. Like, we're on good terms. Like, you know, we still like send each other like memes and stuff, and news pages and like whatever. We're on good terms. But to me, in my head, I'm like already processing that we're done. So during me processing that we're done, one of my friends was like, hey, like, do you want to go to Calgary? Like, we should go to Calgary in the next coming month. Like, it was gonna be a month away, but, or like, I forget how exactly, like in probably like 3 weeks. I would say 3 weeks. They're like, let's plan a trip to Calgary. I'm thinking, we're broken up. I'm like, sure, why not? This is perfect. Like, I wasn't able to really go on girls trips before because I really don't believe in that. But like, I really don't usually believe in you should go on girls trips when you're in a relationship. But I mean, like, I don't see a problem with it if you're a loyal person. But I understand how that would be to your partner. Like, I can understand that, like, even though I am loyal, your partner would always be in the back of their mind, like, you know, if they have trust issues, especially if they already have trust issues, like, that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like, you want to put your partner at ease and not freak them out, like, make them feel like, you want them to feel safe, you want them to feel comfortable, etc., right? Anyway, so I'm thinking we're done. So I, of course, was like, yeah, that's perfect. Like, I'm single now. I haven't been single for 5 years. I haven't been single for 5 years now, y'all. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, why am I wasting my young 20s? Like, I'm 24. Like, let's just, you know, let's experience my 20s single. Like, that's cool. Like, whatever. Honestly, like, I'm cool off that. So I say yes. I booked the trip on my credit card, you guys. My credit card. I booked the whole thing. You know, they're like, okay, you know, they know me. They're like, girl, you better not cancel, because like few times, like, I've had to cancel, like, you know, they're like, girl, you better not cancel this and that, whatever. I'm like, you know, I'm not. I'm like, you know, I wouldn't do that. Like, that's a effed up friend, like, to book a whole trip on your thing and then cancel, like, you know. So then the fight comes around, like the Jake Paul fight. I forget who he was fighting, some guy, like some whatever guy, irrelevant, but he's fighting this guy, and I don't want to pay for watching that fight. Like, I will never I will never pay to watch those fights, but I like watching them. Like, I love watching UFC. Like, he got me into that. He got me into, like, watching the fights and like the fighting thing. Like, I love UFC, y'all. Like, I am a fan. but I am a fan where I'm going to watch like the highlights like on YouTube. Like I like UFC now. He invites me over because we're on good terms. He invites me over to, like at the end of that week to watch the Jake Paul fight, and I'm like, sure. So I go over to his house and we're gonna watch the fights, and he like kind of starts putting his arm around me. He starts kind of like being like as if we're in a relationship, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, you know, like, I missed you and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like, you know. He's like, oh, you probably didn't miss me. I did, like, I did miss you, but it's like, you know, I'm processing the fact that, you know, whatever, like, where it's just not working. And that's cool. Like, it doesn't have to be a big drama or anything. So, you know, while I'm there, he's like, you know, why are you being weird? Like, why are you being weird? And I'm like, I'm not being weird. Like, you're being weird because you're acting like we're in a relationship when we're not, you know. He's like, I said, like, I'm single, you know. He's like, okay, well, you can be single, but you're my girl. Like, you're my girl, like, you know, or whatever. And yeah, he basically ended up just being like, I missed you. Like, you know, and we just ended up talking it out. And we're like, yeah, like, why not? Like, let's just make it work, basically. Because, like, why not? Like, we don't hate each other. Like, we don't hate each other. It's just kind of like, the real issue, you guys, is like, I'm used to like relationship stuff. I want to be loved like completely. He is scared of love, so his maximum effort right now is like my minimal effort. Like, I really feel like that's just really the main issue, and that's kind of like the issues we have. And it's kind of like, I have to decide, can I waste my time, and I'm not gonna say waste because that's harsh, but can I spend all my young 20s like hoping that this man will eventually be able to love me at the capacity that I need? Because I'm not gonna lie, you guys, that is draining. Like, to wait around for someone to be able to love you when you're ready to love and you're ready to receive love, and you're just like, you're ready. Otherwise, you're okay with being single. Because honestly, I am okay with being single. I do not need a man. I never needed a man. Like, that is never a thing where I need a man. Like, I don't. But obviously, like, I care about him, and I want to show him that love is not like, it doesn't have to be a scary thing either. Like, you know, it should be safe. Like, it should feel safe. Unfortunately, you guys, when I made up with him on the couch, you know, or whatever, like, we made up and we're like talking over, you know, like, we should like make it work. And like, the thing is, it was finally just good. Like, it was finally just good. Like, we were, you know, the ex was coming up. The ex is coming up in a week. And we were finally just good. And I knew, and like, this is where I can wholeheartedly admit, like, I probably fucked up. I fucked up bad. But like, the thing is, I already booked this trip, you guys. I already booked it on my credit card, okay? My friends are already planning to go. The trip is coming up, and I had already booked this trip, and I already had like processed that I'm single. Like, I'm hearing he's at the club. Like, I'm not going to the club. When I heard he was at the club, I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go out to the club now and whatever and do this. No, I didn't do that. But I did book a trip for in like a few weeks, for when I'm really healed. And just because I'm going on a trip doesn't mean I'm gonna go get dick and this and that or whatever. I'm gonna fuck on this trip. Like, no, I'm not even like that. Like, for real. Like, you can think what you want, but like, for me, a trip is actually like, can just be a fun girls trip. Like, honestly, I'm just there more so like for like vlogging and content than for guys. Like, to me, a trip is never ever about guys. Like, that's just me. Like, honestly, because like, it's like, especially like to meet somebody and then they're in a different city, like, that is like an inconvenience anyway if you actually want to take them serious. I am ready to be just single for my early 20s, because what am I doing trying to make a relationship work? I'm not an idiot. Like, let's just enjoy the 20s, and then when I'm 27, 28 is when I'll start getting serious, okay? Honestly, like, that's what I should be doing. Honestly, y'all, that is what I should be doing. To be completely honest with you. So anyway, I had booked this trip, and I'm like, damn, like, I just want to have one good week with him. Like, the ex, like, the trip was coming up. I think the trip was like in the next week, and I just wanted to enjoy 1 week of peace, because I knew when I told him about this trip, it's gonna start a whole new set of, like, it's gonna be like, oh, like, it was gonna be a problem. And honestly, I was just already processed the breakup, so I'm like, yeah, we're probably gonna break up when I tell him about this trip, like, you know. But it's like, why? Like, I don't know. Like, I honestly am trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong in a relationship. Like, can a couple not go on a trip? Like, let's say that, like, can we not go on trips and not be okay? Like, is that healthy or no? Is that not healthy or no? Like, what do you guys think? Because I'm honestly, like, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, is that healthy? Like, would you trust your partner enough to go on a trip with their friends? if you know your partner. So the thing is also why I didn't tell him, you guys, like I didn't tell him because I was like, yeah, I just want peace. Like I literally just want peace. And also I knew that if I told him, he would probably be able to convince me to not go. Like, you know what I mean? He would probably be like, yeah, don't go. And I didn't want to do that to my friends because I booked the trip on my credit card. They said, don't cancel. We know you, Jada. Do not cancel. I'm like, no, it's good. Like, it's cool. No, we're done. Like, it's cool. And they knew me. They knew me. So I was like, fuck, like I cannot tell him. I have to just go. I have to stand on business and just go. And what am I doing? Like not going and not experiencing things for a man that I just feel is not really like for sure serious about me. And I mean, like I don't feel like he's that serious about me within stuff he says, you guys, because like he again is scared of love. He is so scared of love. He doesn't even know that he has so much trauma and is not healed. Honestly, he does not even know he's not healed because I don't think he even realized what he says like is hurtful. Because like just for example, without going too into detail about our relationship, one time, like I don't know how to cook, you guys. I want to be a good girlfriend for my man and like cook, like, you know what I mean? When I don't know how to cook, but I will learn because I like you and I want to do like things for you out of like love, like out of to like, you know, show that I care and stuff. So I was like, yeah, like he knows I don't know how to cook too. I was like, would you like, you know, what do you like do you want to teach me how to cook something? Like, you know what I mean? Like teach me how to be a good girlfriend for you. Like I don't think that's that wrong of asking that. Like, you know, that kind of sucks that I don't know anything, but I can't help that I don't know. I can't help you. Like I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. So it's like, what's one thing that you want me to learn to cook for you? And he's like, you want me to teach you how to cook? And I was like, yeah, like just like one thing, like then I can make it all the time for you. And he's like, I'm not teaching a bitch how to cook. You know, like I'm not teaching a girl how to cook. Like a bitch gonna come into the relationship, or a bitch gonna leave the relationship how she came in. A bitch gonna leave the relationship how she came in, y'all. When he said that, I was like, man, this guy's funny. Like he's funny. Like obviously, like I mean, that like joking or not, like that has some truth to it. Like he just is so scared that like, first of all, he has a real bad problem of calling like girls bitches, and like I know he's like that type of guy, and like that is a red flag in itself. But I just feel bad for him. Like that's just how he was raised, you guys. Like he is just so scared of like girls. Like he is so scared of girls. I'm telling you, like he thinks girls are gonna do him the worst. Like they're the worst things, like, you know. And some of us are really trifling, and some of us cannot be trusted, and I will totally admit that. But it's like, I am not out to get you. Like I really feel like he believes every girl is like out to do him dirty and out to get him and whatever, which is like not me. But it's like, you know, you can't tell somebody that. You can't be like, look, I will not hurt you, because everybody that's going to hurt you is not going to tell you I'm going to hurt you, right? You just have to kind of like find out, and you never know. Like, so, you know, I understand. I told him so many times, like, dude, I'm not a bitch. And he'll be like, not you, but I'm talking about girls in general. Like, he's just so traumatized, and I really do feel awful. Anyway, so when he says stuff like that, when he says like, oh, a bitch is gonna leave the relationship, like, what do I look like? What do I look like teaching a bitch how to cook for the next man? When you act like that in a relationship, like, there is no like room for growth. Like, okay, we can't grow together then. Like, you're literally just waiting around for me to go to the next man. So obviously I'm going to have to go to the next man. I will literally have to, and I will tell you that. Like, I will literally be like, okay, well, if you are just waiting around for me to leave you, eventually I'm gonna have to leave, because I can feel that off you. I can feel the energy. I can feel like you don't want to put any effort or anything into this relationship, because you just are so scared that it's gonna end and nothing lasts and whatever. And that's hard, because then it feels like I am doing automatically what every girl has done to him in the past, and like just ended up leaving and like not like whatever, hurting him, basically leaving and hurting. But it's like you kind of leave us like no choice, because you're not ready to put anything into the relationship. So anyway, so during this, I'm like, okay, like to me, like he just doesn't even think this relationship's gonna last anyway. So why would I like miss out on these fun things for a temporary guy? Because like in my mind, like he is like acting temporary, and so like I'm gonna feel like this relationship's temporary. Like it doesn't feel like a safe space for me, or a safe relationship where I'm like I can put effort into this either. Like, you know, you don't want to put effort into one way. It doesn't feel good. So I already wasted, okay, I'm not gonna say wasted, but I already spent 4 years with a different man, you guys, just being inside and just nothing, like just, you know, being that good girlfriend and like not doing these fun things like that you do when you're single, and not, you know, ever going on girls trips, or not really like investing too much in friends or anything, because, you know, I'm trying to play a wife at a young, like till 19 to 23, right? You know what I mean? But it's just fine. Like, I don't regret it. Like, I had a fun time, and like I don't regret anything. Like, I don't regret anything in my life, because it made me to who I am now, and I needed those experiences to be who I am today. So yeah, I think it also saved me from getting into a lot of trouble. But like, I'm still in my early 20s. Like, I still want to have fun and have experiences. So to me, like, this man is treating me like I'm temporary. Why would I miss on this like experience and like also good content? Like, I really always think about the content too. Like, that's one of the other things, is like I haven't really been getting the best content lately, because like I'm a content creator, you guys. I take my stuff really serious, and I need content. This man, like, he is more low-key, doesn't really want to be online as much. That's fine, but honestly my content is very like lacking because of that, because he doesn't want to make videos that much with me, which I can understand and respect. But then I have to like go out and like do something. If you don't want to be in my vlogs, and like I can't vlog with you and whatever, like I do cut him out and stuff, and like he's fine. He's made a few videos with me, but then he starts like getting recognized at the club, and people are like, oh my gosh, are you Jada's man? And you know, then people try and find out stuff about him, and things get exposed online, and then he's just not used to that, because like when you're my man, like people look deeply into you and then like post stuff online, you know, when I get into dramas and stuff, which I am used to, but he is not. So I respect that or whatever, you know. Like, I mean, it's really hard. Like, you knew who I was when you met me, so it's like you kind of have to like understand, like, being with me, like, you really, like, people are gonna find out and know. Like, when you try and hide things, like, people more like they want to know and like expose that, because they know you're trying to hide it. So it's like you knew what it was. Anyway, I met him on a podcast, so I already thought he was like, you're out there, like, you're out there, bro. It's not like you've never been online. I met you on a podcast, right? So anyway, besides that, so like my content's lacking, so like I need to be outside and like have friends and like do things to also get good content. Otherwise, y'all, my whole life is just sitting inside the house, which is like cool. I am a homebody at heart, which I love being inside and just watching TV, but for social media that doesn't work. Like, that's not content. Like, hey guys, yeah, we're watching this movie, can't show you the movie, okay, bye. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, I also need like to do things for my social media as well. So that is another problem. Like, I'm in my early 20s trying to like build my stuff and also have good experiences and have fun, and I'm kind of with a man that, like, you know, he is older. He is like 28 years old, and he's kind of like done being outside and done. Okay, you guys, like, for example, like, just for example, like, I don't even want to expose this, but this is too funny to not. Like, just for example, I wanted to go bowling, and I was like, said that we should go bowling, and he was like, I already did that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, obviously I went bowling too. Like, hello, have we not all? I think literally everybody you guys has went bowling before, okay? It's the fact that we haven't went together. So like, that just hurtful shit that I just don't even think he realizes, like, that's hurtful. Like, that's not normal. Like, that's not a normal thing to, like, okay, we can never do anything that you've already done. Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, we don't, like, eventually we ended up going bowling, but it's like, I like, as a guy, you should be like wanting to do things with me, like, even if you've already experienced them, like, just because we haven't done them together. Like, am I wrong for that? No one can convince me that I'm wrong for that. I don't care. So anyway, you guys, so I booked this trip, and I just wanted peace for 1 week. Like, I wanted to have a good time at the X. I knew that, like, this on his mind, he would try and convince me not to go the whole time, and I honestly might have ended up canceling the trip and being a bad friend. At that point, when you're choosing a man over your friends too, like, I know, like, you shouldn't have to choose, but to cancel a whole trip, like, last minute, I would be so pissed if I was that friend, and I did not want to be that friend. So I was like, you know what, he's just gonna have to eat this one. Like, he, you know, needed space. And the whole reason I even booked this trip is because he's at the club, no communication. I don't know what you're doing at the club. To me, we're done. And by the way, like, when I went over to his house for the Jake Paul fight, I brought it up to him, like, because after he was like, oh, like, I miss you and all this and stuff, you know, he took me out to whatever, like we went to go get a few drinks, and then later I was like, so how was your day yesterday? And he was like, good. Like, I just wanted to see if he would bring it up to me, and he didn't. Like, he didn't bring it up. And then I was like, so how was the club? And he was like, good. Like, he didn't try and hide it, but it was like, you didn't tell me that you were at the club, and like he did not know that I knew. It's like, if you're with me, you're going to be seen out, and people are going to text me like, your man's here. Like, I got eyes everywhere, man. Like, so many times when you're outside, like, I will know about it because people see you, people recognize you. So yeah, anyway, so then I was like, oh, like, how was the club? He was like, it was good. And he basically was like, oh, like, what, you think I was there like talking to girls or like trying to get at girls? Like, I don't need to go to the club to talk to girls or whatever. And I was like, I know that. Like, I know it was not about talking to girls or like whatever you were doing. Like, I know that it's about communication. I don't want to be hearing from a person that's not you where you're at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially because we're not on the best terms and stuff. Like, just simple communication. Like, maybe that's why he didn't tell me, because we were on the best terms. But it's like, to me, I'm gonna consider that as like, we're done, okay? And it's like, I'm not that kind of crazy ex or person that's gonna like show up to where you are and check on what you're doing. It's like, okay, if that's what you're on, like, you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, whether I show up there regardless or not. Like, I'm cool off that. Like, I'm not like that. So to me, it's like, I'm just gonna move on. Like, you know, if you don't want to be with me, you don't want to be with me, and I cannot force you. That's the type of person I am. I'm not a forceful person. Like, I know that I cannot force you to feel any type of way about me, and I've learned that at a very young age. And we'll get into that. So anyway, so I had booked the trip being like, we're done. So now that we're like, he's trying to make it work, and he's like, I miss you, and like whatever, I realized that I really missed you, like, for those few days that like we weren't together. I'm like, fuck. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna pretend the trip's not coming up, and we're just gonna go to the X and have a good time, and like, I'm just gonna enjoy this last week before chaos breaks out. And maybe that was not the best choice, but I mean, that was the choice that I made. And maybe that was wrong, but I don't know, and I really don't care, and I don't regret the trip, because at the end of the day, I knew what type of time I was on. I wasn't going there to cheat. I wasn't going there to do anything crazy, to whatever. Even if we weren't together, even if we were not together, you guys, I'm not the type that moves on just like that. And I know what it seems like, because honestly, with my ex, let's just call him G, just so it doesn't get confusing, but G, like with my ex-boyfriend G, he had cheated on me. He had cheated on me, you guys. And like, you know what? I made some very bad mistakes with that relationship, because he cheated on me, and I was thinking lick back. Like, I was thinking like, I'm gonna get my get back. I need to get my get back. And that's just like, during that relationship, I had told him like before it was over, because that was my first time getting cheated on. I still was trying to make it work, and I was thinking like, how can I fix this? Like, when a guy first cheats on you, you first think, how can I fix this? Is this even fixable? And then you're just coming to the realization that it's not fixable. When a guy cheats on you, it is not fixable, okay? But I didn't know that at the time, so I'm thinking, well, Cardi B has done it, Beyonce's done it. The only difference is those are millionaires, okay? Those are millionaires. Even the millionaires are not figuring it out. Look at Cardi B, like, still in shambles, okay? It doesn't work out. But I didn't know that at the time, and I literally told G, I was like, I'm gonna get my lick back, and I literally told him who it was gonna be with too. I literally told him it was gonna be with podcast guy. I literally told him, and like, we had discussed this. So I was like, I'm gonna get my lick back, and then I figured out who it was gonna be, and I was like, okay, like, podcast guy, he's kind of like perfect, because I thought he was an F boy, you guys. Like, that's a whole different story in itself, but I thought he was like a fuck boy. I thought he would keep it low key, and I was just like, cool. But it didn't end up working out like that, because when I told him that he was going to be the lick back, he was like, oh, like, if we hook up, we can't be friends. And I was like, no, like, it's got to be a one-time thing, like, that's it. And he basically ended up telling me, you guys, and I'll probably tell this story like in detail because it's kind of long, but he basically was like, if it's going to be one time, I don't want to hook up with you. And I was like, what? Like, that was so shocking to me. Like, that was so shocking. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's what made me like really like him right there, is the fact that like, that is super rare to have a guy that like honestly, that would be a fuckboy's dream, to be like, okay, it's gonna be one time, I never have to talk to you again, and you're not gonna annoy me, it's gonna be low-key and no one will know. That is like a dream right there for any regular fuckboy. So that's how I knew, like, okay, this guy's like different. Like, he is different, because he was like, if it's gonna be one time, like, I value our friendship more than being with you, like, just being with you physically. And I like, that was like, honestly, this like, no man's ever, like, that was crazy. Like, honestly, I was like, Like, I was stunned. I was like, what the hell? So obviously we developed this friendship by accident, because it's like I told him that he was the only person that I told that my man cheated, because I was trying to like save the relationship, and now he knows this thing, and he doesn't, like, we're not hooking up or anything, so it just developed into a friendship. And then later on, like, whatever, so basically I ended up like it was like emotionally cheating for sure, because I'm like spending all this time, like, this guy became my best friend, which was kind of wrong, because I didn't end it with G, because I was like focused on getting my lick back. Like, that was the whole point of why I was even talking to podcast guy in the first place, was like, you're supposed to be my lick back and that's it, but you want to develop a friendship? Like, that was not the plan. So it fucked up my plans. But I'm glad it did, because like I could not stay with G. I don't know what the hell I was on, like trying to save a relationship with like a guy that literally has zero value. I'm sorry, if you don't even have loyalty, you have zero value. So I do not know. Like, obviously it takes your heart a little bit of time to let go of what your brain already knows, because I was like, you gotta let him go. But it took some time. Like, I was like, I don't know why I tried to save it. I don't know. It was my first time getting cheated on. I didn't know. Like, I already invested so much, you guys. Like, my grandma literally gave him like $4,000 to get his trucking license. He just got it. He was finally going to like start investing in us. Like, I put 4 years into this relationship, okay? Never paid off. So obviously it was not very easy to let that go, you know, especially you put 4 years into a relationship and $4,000, and to just be like, okay, that's a little bit harder to do. That's what I'm saying. When you invest a lot into a relationship, it's harder to let it go. So when you're heartbroken, you don't even want to invest anything, so it'll always be easy to let go. And that's where I feel like where this guy is at, you know? So it's a lot, you guys. Like, it's a lot. But so anyway, so I made that mistake of like basically cheating. Like, I will admit I cheated, but I am not a cheater, which I sound so toxic and crazy right now, but I was only cheating out of hurt, you guys, like to get my lick back. Like, I'm telling you, like, when I went to a restaurant cheating, I felt like in my heart, like, that was so wrong and it was crazy. But the whole time what was fueling me is like, I don't know why I feel wrong and why this is sad, like why I'm sad about doing this, because he literally went over to another girl's house, took her out to dinner and fucked her. Like, no, like, and I didn't even do anything. So for him to have done that and for me not even like feeling bad about doing it back was just like, that was what was fueling me to be like, no girl, like, the fuck, like, you're gonna get your lick back, and why do you even give a fuck? He did it to you and you didn't even do anything to him. So that's what was fueling me to cheat. But I didn't realize like that the podcast guy was actually like wanting, like, you know, I didn't know, I never thought in my mind that I would take podcast guy serious. Like, he was just supposed to be a lick back for me, honestly. And that's sounds sad to say, but how I viewed him was like, I thought he was like a fuck boy, okay? Like, I misjudged him, and that was my fault, okay? That I misjudged him. But maybe because I just like wanted him to be that, because it's just like, I don't know, like, I don't know why I thought that, but that's the vibes that I got from him. So when he said all that, it was very shocking, and I never really thought that I would take him serious. Because normally, he's not the type of guy that I would take serious, you guys. I'm going to be so honest. Like, I don't take those type of guys serious, usually. So I fucked up because I am cheating. And this guy, podcast guy, is seeing me cheat very well, actually. I'm so evil for saying that, but, like, it's like, bro, I always knew how to cheat. Like, it's not like I did not know how to cheat. Like, it's not like nobody knows how to cheat. It's so easy to cheat. Are you crazy? Like, it's super easy to cheat. I didn't cheat for 4 years, you guys, because I had respect for the man. I wouldn't do that. I didn't want to hurt the man. Okay, but when you cheat on me, guess what? My respect for you goes out the window. I'm actually mad at you. I actually hate you. And I actually want to hurt you. So all those things, like, I was fueled with anger. Like, you know, all those things that, like, prevented me from cheating are now not there. So now it's fuck you. And I even told you that I was going to cheat on you and who was with. And we made an agreement that I wasn't going to tell you when. I was just going to tell you after the fact. But obviously, podcast guy fucked it up, and it developed into more of a friendship first. So, like, that's harder to end and it to just be one time, right? So podcast guy is seeing me cheat very badly. Like, I'm talking about, like, I'm a cheater. Like, he's viewing me as, like, a cheater, which was fucked up. Like, I because I was acting out of anger, you guys, and that's why I say it always comes back to God, because God would not have wanted me to cheat like that, or he would have been like, do the right thing, move on, Jada, be the bigger person and just leave, you know? Don't get your leg back, act out of love, don't act out of hate. But did I listen to God? No. And that's where it'll always mess you up. Even in the time where you're like, no, God, like, I need to do this because it feels good to get your leg back. And I'm telling you, it felt great. Like, I have no regrets. But the thing is, God could see that I was messing up my future plans, my future things, because I didn't just walk away and show him, like, look, I'm not a bad person. Let me just be the better person and walk away. I was not the better person. I was like, fuck you, I'm getting my lick back. And that fucked me up to this day, because now he's looking at me like I'm some cheater. And I'm not a cheater. Like, honestly, you guys, I know I'm not a cheater. Like, I'm not a cheater at heart. That guy made me a cheater. And I'm not trying to blame him, but I'm like, that's how it feels like. I was out of anger. Like, I'm not a cheater. It didn't even feel good doing that. Like, I don't want to cheat. Like, why would I be with a guy that I want to cheat on? I wouldn't be. Because to me, if I'm with a guy and I cheat on him with a different guy, that guy must be better than my guy to have cheated, right? So why would I not just be with the better guy? I could always get the better guy. Like, I will be with the better guy. Like, whoever I think is the best in the room is who I want to be with. There's not going to be one man in the same room as the man that I'm with and be better than him or have one up on him. Like, I don't want to be with that guy that a guy thinks he has one up on. Like, why would I even be with that guy? Like, does that not make sense? The reason why I was cheating is to get my lick back and, like, to hurt him. And, like, when I did cheat, I told him. I was like, yeah. Like, it was never going to be cheating and it never come out type thing. Like, he knew. Like, he knew. I wanted him to know. Because I wanted to hurt him. Like, I was acting out of anger. So anyway, podcast guy now in his mind knows I'm a big cheater, thinks I'm a big cheater, you guys, which is like, I don't understand. It's because he knows how I acted for the 4 years when I was with G and didn't cheat, like, at all. Like, podcast guy even came up to me at the club and was like, oh, like, he started trying to talk shit on my man and was like, your man's not shit, like, you know, like, I know people in New York, I can help you with your OF, this and that, your man's holding you back. And I was like, no, I'm cool off you, and, like, and matter of fact, you're not gonna talk this shit about him, like, in front of me. Like, I'm cool off you. Like, do not disrespect my man. And I made that very clear. And to this day, he doesn't remember that because he was drunk, but, like, that, it literally happened like that. So he knows I was very loyal until I found out he cheated on me. Okay? Anyway, so to get that back, like, there's a lot. It's so long to the story, but anyway, so throwback to now, I have a trip coming up, and he doesn't know. So during that week, like, he also did end up telling me, you guys, that he basically sprung it on me that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Toronto, like, for a week. Like, I'm gonna have to go to Toronto for a week coming up soon. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, perfect. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, like, I think he was just kind of testing to see how I would react, like, with that. If I would be like, no, like, you can't go, like, this and that, and be, like, clingy. Honestly, I trust him. Like, if he has to go to Toronto for business or whatever he has to do, like, you know, I don't care. Like, that's fine. I honestly trust you. Like,
and keep in mind, you guys, I just remembered this, he has went to Toronto one time before, like, for business purposes for a few days, and I was fine with it. Like, I had to be fine with it because, like, what else?
Like, you know, I obviously have some traumas with my ex cheating and stuff, but, like, at the end of the day, like, I trust in God that if anything is gonna happen bad to me, like, it will be revealed. Like, I don't think God will let me get cheated on and it not be revealed, or, you know, it not come to light or something. Like, I don't know. Like, the thing is, like, I don't know. Like, you just have to trust. If you get cheated on, it's like, whatever, hopefully you find out. That's the only thing I ask for, is if I get cheated on, I pray I found out. Like, imagine getting cheated on and you don't find out. Like, that would suck. So anyway, he basically was saying that, so I was like, okay, like, you know, he's going to Toronto, so I'm gonna go to Calgary. Like, what's wrong with that? So I was like, this is kind of perfect. Toxic, I know, it's real toxic, but I don't know. So the ex happens. It was great. We had a great time. That week went great, and I'm super glad I didn't tell him, because honestly, I had the best week of my life. It was so, like, no, nothing. It was just peaceful. Okay. Then the weekend's coming soon, and I have to obviously tell him eventually, and I don't want to tell him, like, last minute, like, hey, I'm going, like, right now. I want to tell him, like, the day before. So how I brought it up is, like, I'm like, so are you going to Toronto this way? He didn't know when he was going to Toronto. He just knew it was coming up. So I'm like, are you going to Toronto this weekend? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to Calgary. And he's like, you're going to Calgary? I'm like, yeah. He's like, this weekend? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's tomorrow. I'm like, yeah. Which was really fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie, that was really fucked up. Like, I should have probably, like, I don't know how else I would have said it. Like, honestly, I don't know. Because if I would have told him, like, even before, he would have spent more time trying to convince me not to go. So then I tell him, and then I go get my nails done to let him, like, breathe and sit on the fact that I'm going, like, literally tomorrow. And yeah, like, obviously he was upset. And then when I came back, like, he was like, okay, well, you're single, like, you're single for the weekend, like, because I was only going for 3 days. He's like, you're single, it's fine, when you come back, like, we can just pick it back where we left off, but whatever, you're single for the weekend, so whatever. And I'm like, no, like, that's not how we're gonna do it. Like, I cannot be, like, single for the weekend. Like, what in the fuck? Like, what does that even mean? Does that mean that you're gonna go and do whatever, like, for the weekend? Like, no, either we're in a relationship and I'm gonna move accordingly when I'm out there, or we're broken up. And either way, regardless, broken up or single, y'all, I'm probably gonna move the exact same. Because maybe the difference is I might have, like, if a guy asked me for my snap or something, maybe I would have gave it to him. Maybe that would have been the difference of me being single or not single. It's like, you know, maybe you're more inclined to get some, like, connects out there. Because I should have got, like, girl snaps, honestly. Like, you know, like, I should have got some girl snaps. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't, but whatever, when you're out there, like, you just, like, probably socialize more, maybe, like, whatever, like, you know, yeah, but I didn't. So regardless, like, I was like, I'm gonna be moving, like, I'm in a relationship. Like, it was just weird to me that he's like, you're single for the weekend. Like, he just really does not want to be cheated on. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I go out there, and, you know, I'm trying to, like, also call him and text him. He's like, why are you texting me? I told you, like, you're single for the weekend. Like, why are you calling me? He's still picked up and everything, but he's kind of more like, why are you even, like, talking to me? And it's like, bro, I could be on the other side of the earth and still know how to move in a relationship. Like, distance shouldn't mean anything. Like, people do long distance relationships and make it work. Like, and you have to have trust. Like, you don't even live in the same city and people, like, make it work. Like, you know, like, so I don't know. Anyway, I ended up coming back, and then he was like, I need you to go get tested. Like, I honestly, like, I thought it was so funny. Like, I don't know, like, I kind of laughed at that. Like, I guess he was being serious, but I took it as he was joking. Because, like, I've never been in a relationship like that where it's like, he thinks I cheated so much to the point where I have to go get tested. To me, like, because to me, you guys, in my mind, if you have to tell your person to go get tested because you think they cheated, I think the relationship's already done and you shouldn't even be with that person. Like, to me, I don't think I would ever ask him to go get tested, because if I really, really, really believed that he cheated, I will literally be done. Like, if I'm really in my heart know, like, he cheated, I'm not gonna be like, go get tested. I'm gonna be like, we're done, we're over, we're done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's like, if you have to do all that, the relationship's over. Like, you don't have any trust, and if you have no trust, then the relationship is done. That's just my opinion. So I didn't go get tested because honestly, it was okay. To me, I know that I did not hook up with anybody, and like I knew I didn't cheat. So it's like a waste of fucking time. Like, I know I don't have anything unless you gave me something. Unless you cheated and you gave me something, then like I have something. If you cheated, maybe. Like, if you gave me something. So I honestly thought he was kidding. Like, I kind of thought he was playing. So for the first week, you guys, like, I didn't get tested because I wanted to see, like, because he's like, I'm not touching you until you get tested. And I'm like, bro, he can't be for real right now. Like, he cannot be, like, is he actually for real? So I wanted to see how long he would go. So the first week, like, I didn't get tested because I'm like, fuck that. Like, to schedule it and, like, having to go, like, it's a lot of work. Like, you have to wait. Like, honestly, I just went to a walk. Like, eventually I did get tested, but it's a lot of work. You go in there, I go into a walk-in clinic, because, like, making an appointment with your doctor is going to take more than a month. Like, the doctor that I see is, like, an old girl doctor, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. So it takes, like, more than a month to get you in. So I'm not going to wait, like, more than a month. But whatever, I was just going to go to a walk-in. But it's, like, annoying. Go to a walk-in, there's a bunch of sick people there. Like, why are you going to a walk-in clinic if you're not even sick? And especially because I know I don't have anything. It's like, he doesn't trust me that I didn't fuck somebody. And to me, To me, you guys, if you cheat, getting tested doesn't prove you didn't cheat. Like, I could have fucked so many people. The fact that I go get tested and I'm clean doesn't mean shit. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Getting tested and cheating don't even go together. Like, they don't even go together. Like, you can't even tell. Like, that I could have still cheated, and just because I go get tested means, okay, you believe me? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you could still cheat, bro. Like, that's what got me so, like, it was hilarious to me that you think that, like, going to get tested exonerates me from being a cheater. Like, what? No, that's not how it works, but whatever. So then 1 week turned into 2, and then 2 weeks I'm like, wow, like, he just, like, I really just, like, feel like he thinks, like, I'm dirty. Like, he just thinks I'm, like, a dirty ass bitch, and, like, it didn't even feel good. So I didn't want to go get tested and be like, here's my results, now you can go fuck me. Like, that just didn't even feel good. Like, I was honestly, like, not even, like, I didn't even want to, like, fuck. Like, I was, like, it didn't even feel like that would have been so awkward, honestly. So whatever, 2 weeks turned to 3, and it was all of a sudden like a month, and I think he was like kind of like pissed that like I didn't get tested, and he felt like I was guilty because I didn't get tested, which doesn't mean shit. I'm telling you, like, testing and like cheating has nothing to do with each other. So this is where we're kind of like getting caught up to closer to now. So then there was this rooftop party, and you know, I went, and I think he was like more so pissed at the fact that like I'm going out and like didn't get tested and all this stuff, like whatever the case may be, whatever. So I really do think he has like a problem with me like going out, like, because to guys, like, I really feel like when guys go outside or guys go out, when they're outside they're looking for girls. When guys are outside, they're looking for girls. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, they're out there looking like to fuck. When girls go outside, it's genuinely to have a good time, and like guys are the last thing that's on our mind. Like, to me, like, guys are like one of the last thing that's on my mind when I go out. I have never really went to the club and like hooked up with a guy that I met at a club, honestly. Like, that is so rare for me. Like, that is just like, it doesn't usually go down like that. I usually just go home after. Like, I don't go to after parties. Like, it's usually just to the club, have a little good time, get my pictures and my outfits, and go home. It's more so for pictures and stuff, because I do Instagram. You know, these guys that are low-key, they don't give a fuck about getting pictures and going out and dressing up like I do, because I like to get content and stuff, like, whatever. So that's mainly why I go out. If you see me move outside, you'll know I'm hella respectful. Like, I'm not moving crazy when I'm outside, honestly, if you know me. Anyway, so I think that kind of just like pushed him over the edge, and then he starts crashing out on his story. So basically he was like, he sent this and he was like, you're released. And that was on the night that I was like going out to the rooftop. So I was like, whatever, like, okay, I'm released. Regardless, I'm gonna move. Like, I'm not moving anything crazy. Like, if I'm single or not, it's not going to be any different. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm single, whatever. Like, whatever. Like, I already processed that I was single from the other time that we decided to, like, whatever that was. Like, you know, we never really decided to break up. Like, we never broke up, but it was like, I was already kind of processing that he was done, because I'm hearing that he's at the club. Even though we didn't officially break up, to me, if you're at the club, like, we're kind of done. But then he explained to me, like, you know, why he was there. And, like, I knew why he was really there. But it's, like, communication. Anyway, that is complicated. This is complicated. So when he's like, you're released, I do this emoji, right? Like, okay. You know, I don't know what he was expecting me to. I think, honestly, he was expecting me not to look back. Like, now that I look back on it, he was expecting me to be like, no, like, we can work this out and like whatever. Like, no, I was just kind of already done. Like, I was like, okay, like, this guy like already is feeling like it's not gonna work, so like, let's just like end it. If you feel like it's not gonna work and you don't want to put any effort into it, like, let's just like be done. Let's just be done already. You know, because it's draining to put in effort to a guy that really doesn't want to put anything into the relationship that much, you know. So then after I'm like, okay, we're done, and I'm thinking that's it, and I'm thinking we can still be cool, we can still be friends. I see him posting on his story, you guys, crashing out on his story, basically telling all our business, telling people that I haven't touched her in like, I think he said 2 months. It was not 2 months. It was not 2 months. He's exaggerating, but whatever. He's like, I haven't touched her in this long. I'm gonna read it. Let me read this.
Oh, I see his story, and this guy never posts on his story, right? So that's why I was like, when I saw it, I was like, damn, why he bring it to the internet? It's like, don't tell me who you see or don't see. That's not my girl. So I think, like, people were, like, he told me people were messaging him being like, oh, your girl's here, blah, blah. Like, just, you know, whatever, outside, like, you know? Like, I'm not doing anything, but just, like, they're like, oh, your girl's here. Just the same way that I was at the club, like, or sorry, that he was at Gab's, and people were messaging me being like, oh, your man's here, you didn't see me crashing out on my story. And then he goes, exclamation mark, you guys had me dead. And then, like, he does so many slides for a guy that doesn't post. Why? Bitch has been trying me for months, testing my patience. I haven't even touched her in 2 months because she's moving crazy. Despite what you see online, post me on YouTube when we aren't even that good. Everything she does is fake for social media. Like, honestly, had me dead, you guys. Like, because we were not, like, you know, sometimes we're going through it, sometimes we're not. Like, what? Like, I don't post every time we're not doing well online. Like, it's calling me fake for not posting every little thing that happens. Like, what? Then he goes, switches up friends groups constantly, always looking for attention, for my sanity, and to not be the bad guy, I choose to walk away. Like, he's just kind of crashing out. And, like, the first snap I saw was, like, at 39 minutes. Like, 39 minutes ago, you guys. By the time I got to the last snap, it was, like, posted, like, 1 minute ago. Like, he kept posting, basically, until I seen it, you know, just different slides. By touch, I mean be intimate. Imagine having a girl you lose all feelings for. You don't even want to touch because of her friend group. And she continues, eventually, as a man, you've got to just be quiet and walk away. Comes to a point where talking is pointless. Like, bro, you could have just done, like, yeah, like, I'm single, like, on your story or something. Like, just something. Like, he is crashing out, right? I'm seeing that he's crashing out on his story. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why he's putting all our business out there? Like, it just kept going. Like, it just kept going. And that's how I knew he was actually, like, hurt and actually, like, you know, upset. Because, like, he just continues on his story. Left town, told me 8 hours before, went on a girls' trip to Calgary. This girl has been trying to spin a narrative on me that I want to be outside at the club. All this for months. But you can see it was all manipulation tactics, because this is like before when I was saying, like, you know, I was telling him, look, like, you are a club guy, like, you run to the club when things aren't good, like, you ran to the club, like, if you want to just be a club guy, that's fine, just go be a club guy. And he's like, no, I don't want to be a club guy. But I'm like, well, you don't want to be a club guy, but you're at the club. And then this is the last slide. When I saw this last slide, it was posted like 1 minute ago. So for like a straight 39 minutes, like, he's posting stuff on his stories, right? So then I'm like, okay, he's crashing out. And this last one was out of pocket. Like, there's no reason why he had to bring up my ex. So, like, then I messaged him and I'm like, yo, like, what are you being messy for? Like, I thought we could be good.
So he's crashing out on his story, you guys. And I'm like, and I didn't see it till like 39 minutes because I'm out or whatever. I was out. And then by the time I saw his story, I was like back at home because I literally only went from like 9:30 to 11. It was just like a little pre-drinking rooftop party for the people that were going to go to the club after. I don't really go to the club after. Even me knowing I was single, you guys, I still didn't go to the club after because I honestly just wanted to go home and process like the breakup. And I don't process it by being out and getting drunk. Like, I don't process it like that. I just have to be by myself and to myself and just like accept it. Because what else am I supposed to do? Like, you just have to accept it. So I see him crashing on a story, and honestly, I'm like, damn. Because to me, it wasn't public. I wasn't gonna make it public. I was just gonna like kind of like post my other breakup video and be like, you know, like, we're kind of like, it's whatever, we're done. Like, just make a little post being like, we're done, so people know we're broken up, but nothing crazy. Like, I wasn't going to go into depth like, oh, he didn't touch me for this amount of time because I didn't go get tested and all this stuff. Anyway, so he crashed on his story, basically like exposing all that stuff. In 39 minutes, I see it and I text him. I'm like, well, okay, I thought we could. I was like, what you being messy for? Like, I thought we could be cool in this and that and whatever. And then he's like, I wasn't being messy. You weren't being messy. You just told everyone all our business. Anyway, so then he basically is telling me like, oh, only 4 people saw. And then he ended up deleting it, which I never asked him to delete it. I would never ask anybody to delete anything, because like once you put it up, it's up. Like I won't ask you to delete anything. Like you want to post something, you can post it, but then I'm gonna address it. So I told him, like, just to let you know, I'm gonna have to address this. And I did see that he deleted it, but it was 39 minutes later. You guys, you're telling me 39 minutes, in 39 minutes only 5 people saw, and one of them was me, so only 4 people saw? Like, how am I supposed to believe that? So to me, it's like, I don't want to look crazy, like I don't know what it is. Like he's posting that we're broken up and I'm over here like acting like we're still in a relationship. Like that's stupid. Like no, I'm going to address it and be like, yeah, we're done. And you know, I do feel like I have to address everything he said in that, because he did expose like things that did not need to be exposed. And on the last post was so out of pocket that he was like, Guppy, come get your bitch back. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he never, in my heart, like I feel like he thinks that I'm still like up on my ex. Like that was so long ago. It was like more than a year ago, and he cheated. Like I'm telling you, I'm off that man. And I always feel like I feel bad because I was with G, whatever people call him, Guppy. Okay, I was with Guppy for 4 years. Okay, and I feel like he's always felt like some type that I just with him for so long. Like, and I understand that, because like when you're talking to someone that just got out of a relationship, and technically I never spent any time single, you guys. Like I have to think of it from his perspective. Like I literally just got out of a 4-year relationship, and literally there was no break. There was not one day where I was single, which I kind of regret. And I probably should have showed him that, look, like he probably feels like, oh, I was just next in line. Like, you know, this girl cannot be single. She just needs somebody to get over her ex, which is not true. I was over that man when he cheated on me. Like, that's the reality it was. And it just so happened that, like, when I was talking to, like, I really liked him. Like, I really liked Podcast Guy, okay? You know what I mean? I really like Podcast Guy, and like, if you're already talking to somebody and you really like them, why would you spend any time being single? Like, you know you like them, like, let's just make it work. Like let's just make it happen, right? Like, why would I pretend like I don't fuck with you and be by myself single, like, doing nothing? Like, because I don't want to fuck with anybody else besides you. You know what I mean? So why would we not just, like, try to make a relationship work? But it's like, maybe I should have took some time to really heal and be by myself, so he knows that it's just, like, he's not just a rebound guy, and maybe that's how he feels. And I feel awful that he feels that way, because that's just not the reality of what it is at all. So that sucks. That's unfortunate. So that's why I feel like that's why he brought up, like, Guppy's name at the end, like, you know, Guppy, come get your bitch back, because I think he really feels like I would go back to him. Like, I will not. Like, no matter what relationship doesn't work out, I will not go back to, like, I'm so glad that it didn't work out and that it's over. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's astonishing. Like, I understand, because, like, he thinks that's my love of my life, you guys, because I was with him for so long. Like, no, I'm sorry. Your love of your life will not cheat on you. Duh. Hello. I'm not, like, I may be delusional, but I'm not that delusional. There's limits. So, anyway, so he's crashing out on his story, you guys, and then he deletes it, right? Because I messaged him, like, I thought we could be good, but, like, okay, like, sorry. Because, like, I thought we were okay. Like, he's like, you're released. I'm like, you know, and was on good terms. To me, I thought it was good terms. Like, there's no reason to hate each other. But now you're crashing out on the story, calling me a bitch and being like, why? Bitch wouldn't get tested this long, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, is he mad? Like, I was confused. Like, is he mad? So I texted him. I'm like, yo, like, I thought we could still be good. He's like, I don't need to be good. You're fake. This and that. I'm like, okay, well, sorry you feel that way. Like, you know, I thought we were good. Like, can I still get my charger back? I was trying to get my fast charger back. I was slow charging, like, after that night, and it was terrible. Anyway, so we ended up talking till, like, 5:30 in the morning that night, because I was just kept being like, you know, yeah, sorry you felt that way. And he's like, you know, whatever. Like, and he just really expressed to himself, like, he felt that I cheated. Like, he felt that I cheated in Calgary, and that I didn't want to go get tested, and, like, just to give him peace in mind. And then he was telling me, like, if he cheated, if he ever cheated, he would go take a lie detector test to give me peace of mind. And to me, like, I'm just laughing at that, because if I really have to get you to take a lie detector test to see if you cheated on me, we're so done. Like, that is the most toxic shit ever. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want a relationship like that. I really don't. So he really feels like I cheated, and I just kept saying, like, I didn't. He's like, how do I know that? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I guess you don't. Like, it's called trust, you know what I mean? So you know, he's just like expressing like, I don't trust girls, like I don't trust girls, like, you know, and like I understand, but it's like I really can't help you. I really can't help you. Like I can only tell you like, you know, I wouldn't do that to you. And like I wouldn't do that. Like I just wouldn't, unless I said you don't have to worry about me cheating on you unless you cheat first. So unless you cheated and you think I found out, then yeah, be worried. But like honestly, you guys, like from how I am now, like what I've learned is like if someone cheats, I think I'd just be done. I'm not even getting a get back anymore. Like I can't say because I don't know how I'd feel, but like it's just a waste of time. I'm just gonna move on, like be happy. Like that other relationship, but that was like experiment. Like I didn't know how I'd feel at that time. So yeah, like I didn't know. So like now to say, I think I would just move on. I think I would just move on and be happy. Like don't even think I'd waste my time getting a get back because I know it doesn't work out. Like, why would I waste time? So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna continue this later. But okay guys, so it's later now. I'm so sorry for making this video so big and so long, but I just feel like I had to get it out because a lot of you guys were confused and asking me and wanting me to update you and keep you updated, and I hate it when people online don't keep their people updated and are like just posting about their day. So I want to get this out as fast as possible just so like y'all know what the fuck was going on, because it was a lot. Okay, it was a lot for me to process. I'm still kind of processing it because I'm still confused about the situation a little bit, not gonna lie, but like whatever. I do need help and I'm asking for advice because this is my first time going through life, obviously, and I need help, obviously. So where I was sorry, this is already so long, but I feel like I do have to tell it all for you guys to understand. So he was crashing out on his story. I text him. I was like, I thought we could be good. He's like, I'm not gonna be good with a fake ass bitch or whatever the hell he said. It's like, okay, like whatever, like sorry you felt that way. I never wanted to end on bad terms. I wanted to still be good, like, you know. And then we just ended up talking. He basically ended up telling me like, you know, he just feels like I cheated. He feels like I cheated in Calgary, you guys. Like he feels it. I'm like, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about that. So anyway, regardless, like we talk it out. I'm like, well, I just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like I didn't and like I wouldn't, and you know, whatever. We just like kept talking like about different things, you know, all the way till like 5:30 in the morning until I'm like, hey, like I have to go to sleep. Like I'm too tired. Like I'm gonna fall asleep on you. Like I have to let you go to bed. So, you know, we just kind of end. And in the morning, he's like, what are you doing in an hour or whatever? Like in the afternoon, he's like, what are you doing in an hour? And I'm like, nothing. He's like, want to go kayaking? And I'm like, bro, check the weather outside. Like it's cold as hell. Like what are you talking about? Like it's like windy. I'm like, no, like look at the weather. And then I was like, well, what happened to not being able to be my friend? And he's like, wow, you can just not let, or I forget what he said, something hella just disrespectful, and I'll put it here, something about like, you can't control the bitch in you, huh? The bitch just has to come out in you, huh? Like just hella disrespectful. Like he, not gonna lie, yeah, like he talks kind of like disrespectful, but that's just kind of like, I don't want to make excuses, like it is just disrespectful and that's a red flag, sis. Like I know, but it's like I know there's a sweet man in there that's like just needs help. Like he just like is scared. Like he just feels like he got, like, I don't know, man. That's just how he was raised. That's what I'm talking about. Like when they talk, like, I'm not saying he's a street dude, but he is like the definition of a street dude. Like that's how they talk. Like this is not a gentleman ass man, which is what I usually go for. Like I like the gentleman guys and the ones that are really nice. This one kind of just fell into my lap. And I really liked him for no, like I don't know, because he didn't do the typical street dude fuckboy thing. Like he was like, you know, I'm not gonna be with you if we lose our friendship. Like I'd rather be friends with you. So like that initially attracted me, and the way he's speaking to me now, like if he spoke to me like at the beginning like that, like it'd be easier for me to be off him, but he didn't. Like so I don't know. Also he's just hurt, right? He's hurt, and I don't think he, like, I think for him to reach out first like that and be like, let's hang out, was already hard. Like that's already hard for a person. So like, you know, when I'm like kind of rejecting him a little bit, like that's a rejection, not being like right away, oh yeah, let's go kayaking or whatever, and me being like, oh, I thought you couldn't be friends with me, right? Like what happened to that? In like making him stand on business, then he kind of like feels that rejection and has to go back to being like the like tough guy, like you're a bitch. Like I don't know, that's his fall back to, is calling me a bitch. It's just like whatever. I'm a grown woman, it doesn't hurt my feelings, but like again, your partner shouldn't call you names like that, and I am aware of that. Like, the thing is, I'm so self-aware, but it's like so hard to do. Like, you know, I don't really know what to do on this situation, because again, I don't want to give up on him. Like, I know he's just hurt, and he's hurt by like my actions of what I did, which what I did wasn't good either. Like, I shouldn't have just left to Calgary like that, you know what I mean? Like, I understand. So it's hard. It's hard. Like I'm still trying to know what to do. Anyway, so I'm like, no, I can't. I'm not going kayaking. And also, I'm thinking like we're done, so I'm like already trying to process this breakup again, because I like to move on. Like, if we're gonna do this, like, let's just move on with our lives, you know? I don't want to like dread on it. And I also don't really believe in being friends with your ex, because that is like toxic. Like, you can't really be friends with someone that you really like that, and that you're with like that, you know, because then you can't move on. Because when you move on to the next guy and your past is still there, you can't move on to your future. Like, seriously, you know? And I like to move on, like, be done, move on. I like to leave the past in the past, you know? I really don't believe you can like move on to your future if you're still dealing with past. I think you have to like let it all go if you're gonna let it go for real, you know? That's just my opinion. I don't know, some people are friends with their exes, which I feel like I have to make it end bad to be done. I can't leave it on good terms, because then you're never really done. So after the kayaking thing, he's like, oh, like the Joker movie comes out in like 2 days or 2.5 days or whatever he said. And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, we're going. Because like, I know what he was getting at. Like, he wants to see me. So I'm like, yeah, we're going. And maybe that was toxic of me, but like, we planned to see this Joker movie like months in advance when the first trailer came out. So, you know, I was like, I'm gonna be a little toxic and be like, yeah, we're going, you know? So then 2 days, 3 days come around or whatever. I haven't seen him like since, but we're like talking every day, like everything's fine. Like, it's literally not like we're broken up at all, y'all. It's just the fact that I'm at my mom's. Like, that's the only difference. Otherwise everything's the same. So then the Joker movie comes around, and I go over to his house, and then we go to the movie. But we're acting like we're not broken up, you know? He's acting like we're not broken up. So like, I mean, I'm confused, because like, you know, he definitely broke up with me on his story, technically. Actually, no, he broke up with me first, said you're released. That was the breakup, you're released, and then posted on his story to make it official. And I'm like, okay, it's really official, like, we're done. And then we're going to the movies together, and then like, he bought the movie, and then he also bought me like the nachos and the food. And I'm like, he's being so nice, like, you know, like relationship stuff. I'm like, okay. So like, while we're at the movies, I post my story being like, okay, like, we're done, because I've already accepted it. I'm like, it's done. So I post that we're over, you know? And I kind of like, I make a little storybook, kind of, because I gotta address what he said, because what he said was kind of crazy, kind of out of pocket. And I'm like, this is the story of my toxic relationship, you guys, and I'll put the story so that you guys can see it. And I'm like, this is the story, right? And I just explain everything. I explained that, like, exactly what happened, that he posted on his story. Now we're at the movies. Like, he thought I cheated when I didn't cheat, and now we're at the movies. Like, this is so toxic, and I understand that this is so toxic. Like, I am understanding like this is confusing and toxic. So I post that.
Yeah. What you over here being messy for?
one they call the Baba Yaga.
And then the next day, people, I guess, were, you know, whatever, messaging him about it and whatever and stuff. And that's when he, like, sees it and he's like, what the hell? Like, why'd you post it on your story? Like, he's, like, freaking out. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you posted on your story? And he's like, I deleted it. Like, I'm like, after 39 minutes. And he's like, only 4 people saw. Like, 5 people saw, and one of them is you. Like, delete the story, like, this and that. And I'm like, well, like, you broke up with me on your story. He was like, he didn't, I don't know what, like, I don't know why he posted all that. He's just like, he basically told me, like, like, once you saw it, I deleted it. And I'm like, well, I didn't ask you to delete it. I told you I'm gonna address it, and like, that's that. Like, you know, whatever. I just told everyone that we're single. Like, you know, he literally came to see me, y'all, and was like, why'd you delete that, or why'd you post that? Like, freaking out about it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, you had to bring it to the internet. I'm like, you brought it to the internet. Like, you brought it to the internet. He's like, only 4 people saw it. Like, are you dumb? Are you stupid? And I'm like, I don't know. Now I'm confused because, like, I don't really know for sure if 4 people saw it. Like, you know what I mean? And he's like, why would I lie about that? Why would I lie about that? I don't know why you would lie about that. I don't know. But, like, regardless, you posted it. He's like, only 4 people saw it. Like I was playing video games with them, and I told them to go look at it, and I was just telling my friends. And I was like, that could have been a text. Like, you could have texted them that. Like, regardless, you put it on your story, and, like, that was really official to me. Like, then we're done. You know? And so basically he's just like started like kind of freaking out. He's like, well, now I have to address it. I have to address like why I didn't want you going to Calgary. And I was like, okay, like, regardless, I was gonna make a separate video kind of like speaking into it and stuff, because like it wasn't just, you know, that, like, I don't think just you were wrong. Like, you're not wrong for freaking out. Like, I definitely should have told him about the Calgary thing probably in advance. Like, I don't really know. Like, the thing is, I really don't regret what I did there. I think I handled it really well, like, if I must say. Like, relationship wise, I really should have told him, but just from everything, like, everything perspective, this is a guy that is just like makes me feel like he doesn't really see a future with me. I'm gonna be so honest. Like, I don't really feel that from him because of the instance of the cooking thing, when he's like, why would I teach a bitch how to cook so she can leave me for the next man, or go cook for the next man? Like, that doesn't make me feel very much like you want to be invested in this relationship. So, like, why would I invest like so much of this into this relationship? And the fact that he told me that he was gonna go to Toronto, and I'm not gonna freak out about Toronto. I'm not gonna freak out like that you're going. I'm like, okay, and I'm gonna step how you step. Like, in a relationship, I feel like the guy should be the leader, and I'm gonna step how he steps. So that's why, like, he calls me masculine a lot of the times. He's like, you're so masculine, you got masculine energy, because I step how my man steps. Like, I believe in fair, pretty much. Like, how you move is gonna be how I move. Like, if you start moving crazy, I'm gonna start moving crazy. If you move calm, I'm gonna be calm. Like, that's my reaction, is just based off of you, really. So, you know, I mean, the whole even point of why I booked Calgary was because he was moving crazy here and going to the clubs, and I was like, oh, okay, we're on that type of time. That's cool, let's do that then. Like, you know, if you're gonna be about that type of time, stay on that type of time, because then I'll be on it too. Like, you know, and I'll book a little thing to Calgary, whatever. Like, I'm cool with whatever you're on. I will be on it. Like, I don't care. I've never been the type to be, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But don't say the same thing to me then. Fair is fair. Like, that's just what I believe. If you don't believe in that, don't rock with me, because that's exactly how I move. I'm telling you. So, yeah, apparently, y'all, he didn't really post it. It was 4 people that saw, and I'm like, well, whatever. Like, I didn't delete my story. Like, when he told me to delete it, I was like, no. Like, it's staying up, and everybody already knows. I'm like, bro, 2,000 people already seen it. Like, your little 4 people. Well, when I post it, people are gonna see it. So 2,000 people seen it, plus the ones on my story, plus, yeah, like, everywhere. Like, everybody's seen it. It's already too late for that. Like, what are you talking about? So, yeah, then he was like, come over, like, you have till this time to come over, or I'm like, I don't know, he was kind of like crashing out. I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of crashing out. He was like saying he's gonna post things on his story. He started tagging my friends. Like, it got weird. Like, it was like, you know, it was a lot. Then again, like, he can't expose anything of me. Like, he can't expose anything of me because like I literally say everything myself. Like I literally, there's nothing to say. Like, yeah, I shouldn't have just left to Calgary like that. Like, you know, I did tell you like a little bit last minute, sorry, but I'm not that sorry. Like, honestly, I would do it again, just because of the way he moves made me move like that, honestly. And I didn't even cheat or do anything crazy. Like, I didn't, you guys. Like, I don't know if y'all believe me or not, but I did not do anything. Like, I don't get any thrill of just getting random dick. Like, that's not me. Like, I honestly don't like it. Like, honestly, like, it's about the connection for me personally. Like, you have to have a connection, and like, I don't know, I just don't like fuck to fuck. Like, that's not me, but whatever. So if he really knew me, like, he would know that. Like, how does he not know that about me? Like, I don't know. Like, I really, like, I don't know, he just believes all girls are like this. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to help him because like I can't do anything. Like, how can I prove we're not evil? I don't know. But me moving like that certainly did not help. So yeah, after all that, I posted on my I posted on my story, and he's basically like, you're the one that brought it to the internet, now it's public, so like now I gotta address it. I'm like, I was addressing the fact that you put that out there. Like I was addressing it. Like, it's done now. You put it out there, I addressed it, it's done. Right? So why are you addressing the fact that I addressed what you said? Like, because in my mind, you guys, he put it out there. Like, he put all our business out. Like, it's out there, so I'm addressing it. That's it. I just addressed what you said because you put it all out there. Like, you know, and it's like, he just kept being like, only 4 people saw. Like, what'd you not get about only 4 people saw? I deleted when you saw it, blah, blah, blah. So, I've never been more confused in my life. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. That whole thing was confusing. Obviously, everyone's like, what the hell? Like, so toxic. Oh my gosh, so toxic. How he speaks to you, so toxic. Which I understand. But the thing is, like, when I posted it, like, I didn't mention the fact that I didn't tell him, like, 8 hours until, like, I left and went on a girl's trip. And, like, that is so triggering for somebody, like, that's gotten cheated on in the past, or, like, whatever has been done dirty. And I can understand that I'm not perfect, and I did a lot of wrong things, too, like, that I shouldn't have done, that I don't necessarily regret, but regardless, I shouldn't have done, because it was damaging to our relationship that was already kind of toxic, not even gonna lie. So I guess it's like toxic now. I'm still confused about the whole situation, because it's like if you weren't serious on breaking up with me, like, don't break up with me, because I think he really, like, what his thought process was, you guys, was that he was gonna post it online, and when I saw it, I was gonna be like, oh my gosh, like, no, we can fix it. Like, I'm not gonna go out, like, you know, I'm gonna come home right away. I was just like, I accepted it and still went out. Like, I'm, you know, he has a big problem with me going out, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the issue. Like, that's how I feel. And I understand. I want to address this comment here. This comment, because this person online, when I posted it, was like, you know, I understand, like, his point of view with, like, not going out, and like, girls just want to go out and be like whores at the club and whatever, like hoeing at the club. And I understand that. Like, I understand the not going out and like being a homebody with your man. But the thing is, I'm in my early 20s, and this is a man that I just don't even feel like he is taking me that serious, as in somebody that wants to grow with me. So it's like, I'm on the I don't know of, do I wait and like, do I miss out on like experiences and like fun stuff when I'm only gonna be this age once for a guy that's like technically, like, how I feel as of right now is temporary. Like, I feel in my heart that's like temporary, you guys, because he's making it seem that way, because he doesn't want to put the effort in. Like, the reality is, it feels like it's gonna be temporary. So yeah, I'd rather just be single. Like, when he said like, you're released, I was like, okay. Like, honestly, I was like, okay. Like, you know, not like, yeah, I'm gonna whore out now. No, I was just like, okay, like, now I can like go out and have like a good time without like having to worry about him like freaking out all the time. Like, there should be a healthy balance. And like, the thing is, I would love if he just came out with me. I would love that. But he is so like sick and tired and done with his city that he's just over it, and he doesn't want to be outside anymore, which I understand, because he's in his late 20s. I'm in my early 20s, but he already got to experience all that. Like, he was outside, I'm telling you. That's why I know he wouldn't cheat, you guys. Like, that's why I know. The one thing about him is, like, I really don't ever think like that he cheated. If I believed in my heart that there was any cheating, it'd be so done over, and it'd be so easy for me to walk away. Like, easy, I'm telling you, easy. But like, in my heart, like, I just don't think he would cheat. Like, just, he knows what I went through. He was there for me through the whole time. Like, if he cheated on me, like, whatever, like, you know, I won't say never, because I learned that lesson to never say never. You never know. But if he did it, so, like, I wouldn't be, like, shocked either. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, impossible. Like, how I was shocked the very first time I got cheated on. Shocked, like, really thought couldn't be me. Like, that was a rude awakening, but whatever. I needed it. So I thank God for that experience, because I needed that to, like, you know, make me build character. Honestly, I really needed that. I needed a good humbling, really. So, like, I don't think I had, like, I honestly just don't believe this man, like, cheated. Like, I just really feel like he would, if he did, he would just, like, be straight up and tell me, like, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm delusional still, I don't know. Like, that's, you have to have trust in your partner not to cheat and not think they're a cheater, because why are you with them if you think they would cheat on you? And the thing is, like I said, is he's been outside his whole early 20s, and that's why I'm saying, like, there's nothing new. Like, he would have been done it already if there was something to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you know, that's my man. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, you know, he is already experienced Regina. So Regina is the name of our city, if you didn't know, you guys. So little inside joke there. But, like, yeah, experienced Regina, right? Like, he's already cool off everybody here. Like, you know what I mean? He's already seen what it has to offer. So, like, you know, he's retired. Let's say he's retired. So I don't believe it's there's any cheating. And that's the only reason why I'm, like, still holding on. Like, that I'm still, like, we can be good and we can be cool and we can be cordial, because there's no cheating. If there's no cheating involved, I can't hate you. Like, I don't hate him. How can I hate him for, like, what did he do for me to hate him? You guys, like, freak out at the fact that I was cheating. Like, he is past trauma. Like, that's trauma response. Like, I understand. Like, sometimes I want to freak out too, like, as a trauma response for certain things. Like, you just can't help it. Like, you get paranoid, you just think of what you went through, and then you feel like you're about to go through it again type thing, and it, like, brings out a trauma response. So I understand. And the fact that I just did that with the whole Calgary thing last minute was not cool. Like, that was really messed up and fucked up. And, like, I haven't been perfect. Like, you know, I'm you know, whatever. I didn't make him feel safe. So yeah, I don't hate him. Like, I fucked up. I don't know. And it was just a battle of, like, the whole not getting tested thing. Like, I think it was just a battle of control. Like, we just want to, like, probably have control, because it's like, you're not about to tell me, like, how to move and stuff. Like, oh, I went to Calgary, now you're gonna tell me. Like, you just about having control of the relationship too. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, you move like this, well, I have to control you to do that. Like, I don't know. So, like, I don't know. It's a bunch of mind shit that's, like, I don't even understand. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, after I posted all that on my story, like, I did see him after, and it was like I went over to his house, and we're just so toxic, y'all. Shit went down. We didn't even really talk. Let's just say there was not that much talking. It's not even funny. Like, it's actually, like, toxic, like, as fuck. So toxic. And then, yeah, we just went back to watching our show, because, like, we started watching American Horror Story, and then we just, like, we didn't finish yet. We're on season, like, 5, and we just went back to watching our show. Kind of like nothing happened. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's just, like, bad. Because what the fuck was that? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know. Like, to me, I'm still, like, traumatized, because, like, I was already processing that we're, like, not together. But now here you're telling me that you really were just posting it to, like, he was really just posting it, y'all. Basically, I'll sum it up for you. For me to be like, please take it off your story. We can make it work. I won't go out anymore. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not that type. Like, I literally will be, okay, you tell me what it is. I've learned from a very young age, when I was 16 years old, you guys, you cannot make a man want to stay with you or want to be with you. So if a man does not want to be with you, he does not want to be with you. And I will never, I will never force a man ever again to try and be with me. Okay, I did that one time when I was 16. Okay, I was that crazy ex, like, how can you leave me? Now I just accept it and move on. And I feel like that drives a man even more crazy I'm telling you guys, if you really love a man, it's really hard to do, or you really like a man, it's really hard to do. But I'm telling you, if a man ever leaves you, or like has the inkling that he does not fuck with you or doesn't want to be with you, just be cool off him. Just be like, okay, and accept it. Whatever they say, you have to accept it, okay? And I think that drives them even more crazy when you just like accept it, like, okay, like you're done with me, cool, and then you just move on and live your life. That will drive them crazy, because like then they start thinking like, wait, was I wrong to let her go? Like, is it my loss? Because they expect you to like have this reaction when they're breaking up with you or they're leaving you, that you beg for, if they want the girl to beg for them back, or like beg, no, why are you doing this, questioning it, no, trying to convince them to not. Then that makes them feel like they're doing the right thing, like, yeah, like you need me, like, see, look, you're begging for me. Like, they like that. Sometimes people break up with you just to have you begging for them, because they want to feel wanted. At the end of the day, I think everybody on this earth just wants to feel wanted by somebody. I think that's what we want as humans, is to be wanted and feel wanted. So a lot of times, like, toxic people or toxic relationships in general will leave just so that you chase, okay? They need to be chased. Some people need to be chased. So they do that, and they want that reaction. So when you don't have that reaction, then they're like, oh damn, like it's just for real, like I just ended it and like it's done. And it's like kind of shocking to them, like they didn't even really mean it, you know. But you gotta make them stand on that, honestly, because I am not a chaser. I don't know who the fuck you think I am, but I'm not a chaser. Like, if you let me go, it's like, okay, like I will literally be fine. I'll literally start the healing process yesterday. Like, I'm good, like I'm telling you. So just let me know what it is, because like I didn't even want to, like, the thing is, I ended up breaking up and breaking the relationship, and I didn't even want to break up. Like, I'm not even the one that wanted to break up. He made it seem like he wanted to break up first, but now I'm the one breaking up. He's like, you broke us up. What? That's what I'm saying. What is crazy? Toxic. So yeah, that's the situation. I tried to tell it as fast as I could with explaining it, you know, because there was a lot, and it's like you can't just say the basics and not explain the whole thing. I do understand that this is toxic, and but it's like I'm not perfect either, and I feel bad. There's so many things I did wrong. Like, I shouldn't have like let him see me cheat on my ex. Like, I shouldn't even cheat on my ex. Like, I don't know, I was acting out of hate and hatred for my ex, that I like messed up this future thing now because I was angry, and now I look like this big cheater to him, even though I'm not a cheater. Like, I know in my heart I'm not a cheater, but it's like whatever. Like, I get, like, that's, in reality I did technically cheat. Like, I got my lick back times 10. So therefore, like, you know, he saw that. He's like, wow, she's good at cheating. Like, who is not good at cheating? It's so easy. Like, what? I just chose never to do that because I had respect. If I have respect for you, you have nothing to worry about. If I lose respect for you because you done fucked up, you should be so worried. You should be very worried. I'm not even kidding. You should be so worried. Like, break up with me. Break up with me. Don't ever let me take you back after you cheated on me. And I'll be honest about that. But yeah, so that's the situation, you guys. And the thing is, I can't even be mad. There's no bad blood or anything, because like nobody cheated. There was no cheating. I didn't cheat. He just accused me of cheating. I don't even know what to do. Like, is this even fixable? There's no trust. Apparently, like, we have no trust, maybe. Or he doesn't trust me. I don't know. And that whole thing, and now the whole internet thinks we're toxic, because we are. And that was my bad for putting that out there, but it's like, you tricked me basically into me thinking that it's out there. So what am I gonna do? Is a social media crash out? You think I'm not gonna crash out on my story after you crash out? And I didn't even crash out. I just literally waited the next day, processed that he crashed out on the story, and then adjusted the next day. A bit like, yeah, okay, we're officially over. Like, cause you said so. And now you want to go back? Like, what? You want to go retract that because I handled it better than you thought? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what the explanation for that was. Like, that was not okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was just the fact that he wanted me to get tested, because after all that, I did say, oh, by the way, I did get tested and here's the results. And I showed him the results and he was like that's, you know, he was like, oh. I'm like, yeah, like I knew I was good because, but unless you gave me something, I didn't fuck nobody. So it's like, did I catch it from the air? So I knew I was chilling, like I was not even stressed about that. But it's like about the control. You're not about to control me. Like what, every inkling, every time you think that I cheated, I have to go get tested ASAP, and if I don't, then I'm guilty. But like, no, we're not about to start that. Like that's so toxic in itself. I don't know, what do you guys think? Like maybe I should just got tested. Like I don't know, like it's about control. Like I just never experienced a relationship like that where it's like no trust that much, where you have to go get tested to prove you didn't cheat. Like imagine being in the doctor's office, they're like, so why are you here today? Yeah, my partner thinks I'm cheating. So like, is that not crazy? Like I don't know, is that normal? I don't know. I haven't been in a newer relationship for like 4 years. Like this is very new to me. Yeah, but then again, like my last partner, like I don't know if it was normal or not. My last relationship seemed healthy, but he cheated, you know? So like when I bring up things, like I'd be like, oh, like, you know, I used to go out with my old relationship, like, and it wasn't like a big deal. And he'll be like, well, that's because he cheated on you. And I'm like, you are right. Like he's not wrong. So it's like, damn, can you really not go out and have no friends and you have to just stay inside and whatever just to not be cheated on and have a good healthy relationship? Because otherwise, like my other relationship was healthy and it was good and I was able to go out with friends and not be a problem, but he did end up cheating on me. So like, yeah, like I am very confused and I don't know. But yeah, all I know is like I do like him. It's just like he is very like has a lot of trauma. And like, you know, I don't know, like I don't even know what to do type thing. Because, you know, I don't know, like honestly guys, I don't even know. I really can't even tell you. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated and let you know here and there how I'm feeling about the situation and stuff, because like I'm still confused and lost on what I should do exactly, because like I don't want to give up on him either, because I know at the end of the day he's just there's a lot of like trauma or something. Or maybe, like the thing is, people are like, maybe he's projecting so much that he's like accusing you of cheating because he cheated. And like that happens a lot too. Like I understand it, like people be like, oh my gosh, you're cheating, but the whole time they're cheating. I just really don't have that vibes from him. I really don't. Like just because like I don't know, like it's just why, like I don't know, I just don't have that feeling at all. If he did, this would be so much easier. Sometimes I'm like, you know, if he did, like it'd just be like way easy, like then I would know what to do. Cut it off, it's done, we're over. There's another bitch, another girl, another anything, it's so, we're done, we're over. Easiest decision of my life, and I can fully move on after that. But when it's like he's moving a certain way because of trauma and because like I triggered him and I feel bad for triggering him, then it's like I don't really know what to do, because I'm not trying to trigger you, but I'm also trying to live my life, you know? So complicated. But as soon as I hear about another bitch, y'all let me know. If you see him at the club, if there's another bitch situation going on, that is a whole different story. That is a whole different story. But yeah, like I did end up telling him about like the whole like going to the club thing. Like that's not okay, like that doesn't fly with me. So that's why I went to Calgary. And he's like, okay, so well, once you go to Calgary, I don't want to hear about the Gabos. Like Gabos is the name of the club. I don't want to hear about the Gabos thing anymore. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like you won't, but don't let me hear you up in that club again, because like that's another trip, babe. I'm so toxic, maybe, I don't know, but whatever. So I agreed, like after Calgary, like, you know, I can drop the gaps thing then, like, you know, it's fair, we even, it's cool. So when I came back, like obviously he kept bringing up the Calgary thing, so I kept bringing up the Gabos thing, and then he's like, well, you said you're not going to bring up the Gabos thing anymore. Well, I'm only bringing up the Gabos thing because you're bringing up the Calgary thing that we said that it was a truce on. So again, toxic. Yeah. So, but yeah, like not like honestly, guys, it's complicated, not gonna lie. I'm not even going to lie. But yeah, anyway, if you want to follow me on Snapchat, because that's where the story first broke. When I was like going off, it was all happening on Snap. So add me on Snap, you guys, because you're going to get the freshest tea. Like anything goes down, it goes on Snap first. And then, you know, YouTube video will come and address it like more detailed after for the ones that want to hear. But yeah, this video is already so long, so I'll keep you updated for sure in like videos to come, you know. And I will post like that breakup video that I was gonna post in June. I will upload it just so you can see like the type of vibe that we're on the first time that I was like, okay, we're gonna be cool and let it go the first time. But again, you can't let it go and be like, I feel like for it to officially end, you guys, he has to cheat or I have to hate him. I can't let it go, let the relationship go and be good on good terms. Like you can't do that. Like I can't do that. I'm not strong enough for that. I need it to end bad. If it's gonna end, I need it to end bad. I think like maybe that's toxic. I don't want to be friends with my ex. That's not me. Like I need it to end in flames. So I don't know, y'all. Let me know what you think of it, your opinion on it, because I do need help. I do. Obviously I'm gonna have to make my own decisions, but just hearing a different perspective from it like helps a lot, you know, because I'm not even kidding. Like I need it badly. So yeah, anyway, you already know, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.